All right, welcome to another episode of Dad Can We Talk. I'm your host, Anthony Ray, and this is episode 34. Episode 34, man. So, man, it feels so good. We're coming up on a new year, and in February will be my year anniversary for the podcast, man. So, it's been almost a year. We've been pushing. I've had many different dads on the podcast, man. So many different people with different stories. And it's all been centered all around fatherhood, man. So, like I said, when I first started this, I wanted to show people that there's so many great dads out here, man. So many dads out here handling their business, and especially so many black dads. I've had, I think, 3 white dads join the podcast, man, and some good brothers, man. But I definitely wanted to make sure that people understand that the narrative around black fatherhood is not what it seems to be in the media. The media has put this stigma on black fatherhood and make it seem like black dads are these uninvolved, you know, intentionally bad guys, and it a lot of times it's not like that. And that's what Dad Can We Talk has been about. So, I'm just really proud that I'm almost to a year with the podcast. So it feels good, man. But without further ado, man, I want to introduce my guest for today, Mr. Quailz Lawrence, man. This is a dad. He's coming, he's joining the podcast all the way from South Carolina, man. So um I met this guy a couple years ago. Our first time really talking was a couple weeks ago, man. And I'm just like really interested to hear his story. And, I want to let y'all hear his story and really just be able to see what comes out of this, man. So I'm definitely excited. But y'all, welcome to the show, Quailz Lawrence. What up, bro?
Thank you for having me, brother Shaw. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir, man. So, on Dad, Can We Talk? My tradition here is I like to go way back, man. I want to know what was your relationship like with your own dad? I want to know your story.
Okay. Um, my relationship with my father, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. You know, most people tell you they be like, man, your dad used to be doing this for you and that for you, like when you like at that age where you don't remember much. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of pictures I see with us around each other a lot. But my dad got married when I was about 6 or 7. So that's when I really started realizing things a little bit more. And the one thing that I knew is that I had to kind of share my father, So like, and I experienced living with my grandmother first, then living with my mother. But I always kind of wanted to see how it was with my father, because I think that's the only person I never really had any solitude time with. So like, I love my stepbrother to death. His wife, me and my stepbrother are the same age, so we known each other since that age and grew up with each other, elementary, middle school, high school. But yeah, me and my father relationship, it was just different. Like I knew who he
Yeah.
was. Like I went to his crib and stuff like that, but it's just like that alone time. Like that's the thing that was missing probably. Like I ain't get too much time to kick it with my pops, with just me and my pops, and I think
Yeah.
that's important. So, but we cool now. We cool now. I think our relationship started getting better as I became a father, because I
Yeah.
started understanding that everything ain't peaches and cream. Everything it don't work out the way how you always wanted to. And sometimes you be happy. You be like, man, I'm actually happy y'all didn't do it, because my mom's and my dad is different,
Yeah.
very different. So I'm actually cool on that. But yeah, ain't no hard feelings. You live and you learn, man. He's still here, so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Man. Hey, that and see, and that's an important thing that I always like to try to point out, sometimes the relationship with, especially us, a lot of us didn't grow up with our dads, you know, for whatever reason, you know, all types of reasons. But the one thing that always encourages me is to know that, you know, even though it starts out kind of bad,
Mm-hmm.
so, you know, bad, whatever you want, if you want to call it that, you know, but as we get old and we become men and we become fathers, it's like, man, you know, it's like you just really realize, like you said, you know, like, man, shoot, everything ain't always, you know, when you a kid, you really don't know. You just, all you know is, dang, I wish I could spend more time with my dad. But as you get older,
Right.
like, man, shoot, hey, maybe bro did try. You know, I mean, he only could do what he could do. You know, and
Right. And to actually elaborate on that a little bit, my dad actually wanted to keep me in custody. These are
yeah,
things I found out later on in life. Like but my mom, she wasn't going for it.
yeah,
And especially because he was getting married and all that, she wasn't really feeling that. So yeah, like I said, circumstances, man. That's
mm-hmm.
the when you're dealing with two people is 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 a lot more than what people realize. I feel like two people could have more issues than 100 people. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
all
Because it's
right,
like it's just two individuals, man, and it's like, especially when you got two strong individuals, it's like don't nobody want to give, And they
yeah,
were young, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom, like she was, I think, just starting college, and my dad was like probably like midway through or something like that.
yeah,
So, so
yeah,
yeah, I like I said, I get it. I get it a little bit more now.
yeah, and yeah, that sounds difficult. I mean, you young, college, and it's, man, that's a lot. That's a lot to have on your plate.
Right, right,
So
right.
yeah,
Definitely, definitely.
for sure. So as you grew and you started to realize, like, you as you realize you had like that relationship that you had with your dad, how does that now affect you today in the way that you raise your own child?
Um, that's a good question. I think I kind of have like a guideline of do's and don'ts. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like I like just from experience, like I know that time is like real valuable. You know what I'm saying? Like so I try to spend more time than money. You know what I'm
all
saying? You're
right,
gonna spend money regardless, but like they appreciate that time more than anything. And then like I said, that was the key thing. I wish we had more of so like stuff like that. But also I listened to him like when he like cause like when she was first born, like I got a daughter, so when Lyric was first born, man, like he was kind of my go-to guy for a little bit with certain stuff because it was just like stressful. Like it was just getting real stressful at times, and like, cause me and my child's mom, we're not together. We co-parent, but man, it was hard in the first couple of years, man. So like he just kind of like he kept me at ease with certain stuff. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, well that's normal," and what I'm saying, "Don't worry about this and that," or So like I said, he definitely came through with the advice. Once I had mine. So but other than that, I was just trying to be the best I can.
yeah,
Just trying. Cause like I said, like I didn't know what to do, but luckily, like I had my daughter at 26, so I knew a
yeah,
little bit more about life, so per se. So I wasn't like just clueless. It was
yeah,
just like a whole new experience, and I was just trying to make sure I did a good job. So,
yeah, that's real.
but yeah, yeah.
That's real. What do you think about this? You said something in while you was talking. What do you think about, um for you, would you rather quality time or quantity time? You know, there I think a lot of people um don't understand there's a difference between, spending that quality time. So in your parenting, what do you like the most, that quality time or quantity time?
I would I would definitely say quality time, and I say
Yeah,
that because I'm a father. I
yeah,
don't. have that much time to give.
Yeah.
Like trust me, like at one point in time, at some point in time, it's gonna be a point where I can have a lot of time to kick with my kids. But by that time, they'll be grown, you
Yeah.
know. So it's tough with the quantity. Like I think every dad probably wants to spend more time than they actually do,
Yeah.
but you got to make it happen. So, but when we get together, she already know what time it is. Like my daughter, she knows she gonna have a good time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
And how old is she?
she's 5. She'll be
Wow.
6 next month.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So you
she'll be
coming up
6.
on 6 years of fatherhood. In those
Yes.
6 years, man, what has been
Hmm.
the most challenging part in the last 6 years?
The most challenging
Yeah.
with the child.
Yeah. As far as fatherhood goes. Yeah. Yeah.
um, for me, I say the co-parenting was
Yeah.
probably the toughest because me and her mom are very different. We make it happen for the most part, but we're very different. I'm not gonna slander her. But I think that was probably the most difficult, just trying to stay on the same accord, just doing what's best for her. 'Cause my
Mm-hmm.
daughter, she's actually a great kid. Like she gives me no problems. Like sometimes she got like, a little smart mouth and stuff like that, but that's to be expected. But she does real good in school. I think we were just always on her, like as far as like academic stuff, like always just trying to make sure it just wasn't too much toy time, like a little bit of fundamental learning and stuff too. But yeah, definitely just staying on the same accord, same page as parents.
Yeah.
So, cause like I said, like the kid, I don't think the kid can cause too much problems,
Yeah.
but it's just like the back and forth a little bit sometimes. It used to get a little hectic, but now, we grown a little bit more. We both in our 30s now, so you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. And see, and that's why I always say I respect, guys like you, because I always look at my situation like it's like the quote unquote perfect situation. I got married, then I had kids, and it's like, and I'm still with my wife, and it's like
Mhm.
so many issues and problems that I hear a lot of other guys talk about when it comes to
Right.
fatherhood. I'm just like, man, I don't even know. I don't even know what that even would be like, bro. Like, and I just couldn't even imagine it. Honestly, like not for one, I couldn't even imagine, bro, not being in the same house with my children. I don't
Yeah.
know what that even fit, bro. Like, and that's why I just say I take my hat off to men like you because I'm like, dang, that's like a whole other level of parenthood,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then having to deal with, the parent and all of that. It's like me, shoot,
Mm.
my wife in the bed, right there
Mhm.
in the next room,
Right.
so for
Mhm.
me, it's like it's so many things that I can't even begin to fathom, like I don't understand it at all, because I never had to go through that. And I'm thankful, but I love hearing people's story like yours because it's like, dang, it's so many other brothers out here that's, you know, so strong and continue to
Right.
stand and push forward because, I have seen men that have gotten those situations and folded, bro. Like
Right. Right.
literally folded in those
Yeah.
situations and went off the deep end because of those situations. So when I see a father that's, in those situations like that and continuing to stand in the paint, man, I'm
Mm.
always like, bro, my hat goes off to you, bro, because
I,
I can't even imagine it, bro.
I appreciate it. I think like just to go back to your question too. Like I think like one of the biggest like transitions to like as far as her, is just far as like with her speaking and her talking and just her asking more questions about certain stuff because I've been with my girlfriend probably about as long as she been born. Um, so just kind of explaining that, like she's not your mom, but you need to respect her. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, does that
yeah,
be the thing? Like me and my stepmom, we didn't have the best relationship either. But it didn't have to be like that. So it's like certain stuff I took from that situation too. You know, we're better now as well, but at one point we wasn't. So, you know, I just try to make it like, you know, just explain it to her like in a real way. Because I think like when we was growing up, our parents just try to like not tell us certain stuff because they felt like they was doing a justice to us. And really it's not. If you get them accustomed to certain stuff early, you know, you won't have to worry about it later down the line because they know that this is what it is, like for sure. You know. So that was a big thing. And you know, just questions, man. Kids have a lot of questions. Kids
Tell
have
me
a lot
about
of questions. You know, my family, we have a big family and like a lot of in between the time that she's been living, like it's been a lot of deaths in our family. So just like she kind of like started figuring out that was this year when we lost our uncles, and
yeah,
just like trying to explain it to her. But see, the thing with that is kids now they have friends,
yeah,
and some of these friends are a little bit more advanced. Some, you know, that's when you start seeing like how you can, I hate to say it like this, but I hope nobody takes this out of context. But you could kind of almost judge the household by the kids sometimes,
all right.
by what, yeah, by what certain kids say out their mouth. Like you could like, who taught you that? You know what I'm
Straight
saying?
up.
Because we ain't even on that level yet. So, like, I'm like, oh man. So that be the thing, just influence and like I said, just keeping it real with them, you know, still breaking it down layman's term, keeping them, you know, in the child's place, but not fabricating stuff, you know.
Yeah. Cause
Yeah.
see, like you said, she's 5. I know when my oldest was 5, bro, listen to me. But that girl there asking, like you say, questions, man, boy, she asking all types of stuff. And you know, for us, it was, I think when she was 5, this is probably about almost 3 years ago. So yeah, she was in between like 4 and 5. At this time, you know, we had went through the little period where, you know, we were like homeless. And my
Right.
wife and my 2 youngest kids were up in Chicago. And I was here in Gainesville with my oldest daughter at the time.
Mm,
Yeah, she was like 4. She was gonna be turning 5 that next year.
right.
And bruh, the questions that girl used to ask me, like,
Hmm.
you know, and she used to lay down a lot to me at times. You know, she'd be like, you know, well, Daddy, you know, I ain't seen mommy in a little, you know, when is mommy coming home? And why is mommy gone? You
Right.
know, and she want to know, and she like, well, Daddy, I think it's wrong, you know, for families to not be together. You know, and I'm just kind of like, man, I ain't really trying to hear this, right? You know, we just
Yeah.
driving down the street, and she like in the back seat preaching. I'm like, man, listen, man, I don't talk about that right now, man. You know, so
Kids
it's
will
like,
hit your spots, boy.
yeah, boy. So,
They'll get you.
hey, trust me, I understand when it comes to those questions, man, they will, and they don't hold any punches. You know, they ain't got no filter with it. They just asking.
Nah, they say what's the most honest people is kids, alcoholics, and elders.
All right, for real.
Yeah, man, they just let it fly out, man.
Yeah.
There's plenty of times I done had to put my hand over my daughter's mouth just for out in the public. It's like, oh man, can't just
Yeah.
say everything. Be
Yeah,
like that.
that's real.
Yeah.
So when you first found out you were about to have a child, man, how was that? Like, what was that experience like? What were your thoughts? I want to know about that.
I actually laughed when I first heard about it. Like it was kind of funny to me. I was like, man, but it was it was just at a different kind of time in my life because like 20s, like I'm reaching my mid 20s, so I've done a few things. Um, I finished with the military, was back home, but at that point I was kind of outside. I was in the streets a little bit, so with that kind of made me just want to just kind of shut everything down for it, or just prepare. Like I was just trying to prepare myself as much as possible. It felt like every month, it felt like my heart was just sinking deep in my stomach. Just was like, I wasn't nervous. I was just like, it was just crazy. Like I felt like I was like, all right, is this gonna happen for real? And I was like, yeah, man. So, but I was just trying to get my mind right. But it was, to be honest with you, man, like the time when it happened, it just seemed like so much things were just going left, bruh. Like I was like, man, I shouldn't be coming into fatherhood like this because
Yeah.
me and her mom, it's like our relationship started falling apart. Um, tried to move to make a better situation that didn't work out too well. Had to come back home, just kind of had to kick it at the people at my people's house. I was doing all right before I got the news, you know what I'm saying? But now I said, man, I'm supposed to be doing well right now. And I said, I'm doing worse than what I was before.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like it was kind of one of them moments I was just like, man, I just didn't know. Like I said, the closer it got, and like when when she was born, like I said, I just felt like I was like, man, yeah, I gotta get it together little by little. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So
I want to know this. So now, years down the road, now you with Bay, current Bay.
right,
My dog L.
right, yeah.
How is that? You talked about co-parenting, and now you're not with your baby moms, and now you're in this new relationship. How has
Mm.
that been? Just maneuvering through. You got this other relationship. You got your baby moms over here. You got your child in the middle of it all. How has that all been? With all of y'all working together.
Challenging in the beginning. Um, but Eb, she she's pretty easy to work with. You know what I'm saying? She don't give me too much trouble. But at the same time, I felt like like I said, like it was like that since the beginning. Like
Yeah.
so, me and Eb we wasn't together officially, but we was like getting there. So we all kind of like been growing,
Yeah.
kind of. So like in the beginning, things was kind of tight. Things was new to her. You know, being with somebody who has a child, stuff like that. That was kind of challenging for her. Challenging on the mother seeing me with someone else.
Yeah.
But me, I just always felt like it's nothing I can't get through. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like even in those crazy times, I just felt like it'll get better at some point. You know what I'm saying? It might not be perfect. I don't think anything will ever be perfect, but it'll get to a more manageable point. And I feel like that's where we at now. Get our riffs every now and then, but nothing like how it was in the early stages. So
Yeah.
yeah. Just trying to. But my daughter and Eb, they have a great relationship,
Yeah.
um, and that's appreciated because child is like that's like your most sacred possession. So to know that I could leave the house or I can go to
Right.
work on a weekend or something like that, and I could leave my child with her, and it's no problems. You know what I'm saying? And she gonna get some breakfast, her teeth brushed. That's a lot to say, man, because it ain't like that, and it ain't guaranteed. So I appreciate having decent people, even with her mom. Like she's not no bad mom. Like I guess God had other plans as far as us being together, but she's not no bad mother. So, you know,
Yeah.
that's what it's all about, making sure just everything's comfortable for her, but also making sure that, we're not doing nothing to kind of disrupt each other's lives.
Yeah. And I think that's good and that's important because um, the one thing that I really hate to see, and I see it a lot of times, mostly with younger people,
Hmm.
is when two people have a child together and now they're not together anymore. And one parent decides, well, if we ain't gonna be together, well, now I'm gonna withhold this child.
Hmm.
Man, bruh, I can't tell you how many young men I deal with on a daily, guys that I
Right.
know right now that text me and he hit me up like, man, bruh, I don't know what to do,
Yeah.
man.
I went through that at brief moments. it wasn't long because like not to pat myself on the back, but I was just too much of a good father. Cause it's like I don't. If she ever calls me about something that my daughter needs, I'm not saying no. I
Yeah,
say no to myself. Like I like be like, oh, okay, well I can't do what I need to. I just put something off that I got, but I'm gonna make sure that she gets what she needs for her. Um, but yeah, she those emotions, like I said, like in those early stages, emotions got high, She actually took me to court twice, but she just couldn't do it. She never could
yeah,
do it because it was all off emotion. It wasn't off of
right.
rationality. And that's the part where I kind of blame myself a little bit, even though I know that majority of things wasn't my fault, but I have to take like some kind of accountability. Is because you know what I'm saying, like we move different, you know what I'm saying? Men are more logical, women are more emotional.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying, certain things are out of their control. Women become a lot more emotional after they have a child. So
Hmm.
it yeah, it got kind of crazy at times. And for the young cats out there, man, just don't stop fighting. You know what I'm saying? Don't stop fighting. And if you gotta go through the court, put yourself on papers, you know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So much different avenues, man. But you can't be hot headed. You gotta do what you gotta do to see your child be in your child's life, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's messed up that kids can be used as tools, because fathers don't have that we don't have that luxury. You know what I'm
All
saying? A
right.
father could never take the child from the mother, you know what I mean? Like, but it's been times where it's like, okay, you upset with me, so I can't see my daughter. Terrible feeling, man. Terrible. So
I
yeah,
couldn't even imagine.
I feel the young guys out there, but it's like I say, you just got to work through it though. Just take it on the chin, and just realize, that she may not be thinking right now. Just try to make things peaceful as possible.
Yeah.
You can't fight fire with fire, not with a child involved.
Yeah. Oh, that's real. That's super real right there. Hey, if y'all anybody out there listening, man, you going through that, man, take heed. That's a free game right there.
So,
So you talked about your going to the military. Tell me about that experience.
um, I went into the military probably a year after I graduated high school, and I actually knew that I was gonna go because just like the upbringing, like single parent home, it was me, my mom, my little sister. So everyone just thought I was gonna go to college just from my academics and stuff like that. But as good as I was in school, I was just thinking elsewhere. I was thinking about like, how am I gonna be able to provide? I felt like I had to step up kind of young, so I was just like, what's gonna be my next move when school is out? I was just like, like everything still wasn't ideal at home. So I was like, I'm still gonna have to help moms out somehow, some way. So that was probably the biggest reason of me joining. And it was a good experience. From 19 to about 22, I was in there almost 4 years. Uh, lived in England for 3 years. That was a
All
real
right.
good experience. That was like I said, it just helped. And I feel like that like kind of helped me maneuver how I move now because I seen so much at a young age. So it's like a lot of stuff I was able to get out of my systems, a lot of stuff I seen, a lot of stuff I know. So it's like I kind of like apply that stuff to my daughter. I could be like, yeah, I've been hit this place, that place. She'd be like,
Yeah.
okay, okay. She'd be understanding. So I'd be like, yeah, yeah. But yeah, the military, it was cool, but I knew that it wasn't gonna be for me because I'm just too much of a I think I got too much of a entrepreneurial spirit, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's hard to move how you want to move when you're under that contract.
Yeah.
So once I got out, it was just basically focus on me and my goals, you know.
That's real. That's real, man. So as a father, what's one of your biggest fears?
One of my biggest fears is my daughter getting pregnant as a teenager.
Ooh.
Like for real. Cause man, I know me, man, and I know my partners, and I know
Yeah.
my partners' partners.
All right.
Like it's a like I remember my dad told me one time, which he told my little sister, because I got another sister on my father's side. He was like, I had to tell your sister one day, daddy ain't always been daddy. Like
All right. For real.
so and that's how I feel too, man. I'm like, man, it's a crazy world out there. And I just hope that nobody overpowers my influence. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna be down her throat. I don't be down. I'm always gonna take the subtle approach and just the realistic ways to do things. But yeah, that is frightening to me.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
boy, that does give me anxiety thinking about it. Boy, I got two
I'm
of them.
telling you, man. Yeah, you got a couple girls, man. You know them girls. You know them kids come home, man. Them kids come with the girl, bro. So
Hey,
yeah,
boy,
yeah, man.
and see, for me, I think the same thing about my son. You know, I think I'm gonna be really on him hard also, because I think in our society, I think one thing that happens is we're so hard on our daughters. Like,
Yeah.
don't do this and don't do that. Keep your legs closed. Don't do this. All this
Mm,
stuff. But then it's like, on the contrary, we tell our sons, I wouldn't say people are telling their son, man, go out here and go wild out. But it's like, we don't really be on their head like that.
right.
And so what I think is like, the way I look at it is, okay, if I'm not on my son head like I need to be, say he meet your daughter and you're telling your daughter what you're telling your daughter, but I'm not telling my son what I need to tell him. Now my
Mm,
son is pressuring your daughter.
right.
And
Right.
it's like, no, I'm trying to tell my son the same thing. Like, bro, listen, we ain't
Yeah.
doing that. Like
Yeah.
we not doing that. And I'm gonna be on top of his head the same way, because I don't want him out here, you know, pressuring someone else's daughter,
Right.
and have somebody else about wanting to bust his head,
Right.
about
Right.
their daughter, for real, for real. So
Right.
it's like, man, bro, that right there.
Yeah, and I feel you on the son tip, because with guys, man, it's like we get more applause for stuff that we ain't really supposed to be doing, and we
Exactly.
develop bad habits early. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like when I was like 13, I just always wanted to have all the girls, like
All
all
right.
of them. You know what I'm saying? Like not thinking like these are people's daughters and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, I just want to be around all the girls, be with all the girls and stuff like that.
All
So,
right.
and it's like, because you usually have an older cousin or older uncle, and he's the man.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing everything,
All right.
and certain stuff is glamorized. You know what I'm saying? Just like the gangster stuff.
All
You know
right.
what I'm saying? It's just like with fatherhood, like because the part of the streets that get glamorized is the money, the cars, being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Then you got the downside that people don't talk about as much, and it's usually either death or jail or losing
Mm-hmm.
someone close to you and stuff like that. So with fatherhood, it's kind of like you could be like, yeah, that's Junior, that's me, and stuff like that. And encourage like, yeah, he got a little girlfriend and stuff like that. But the flip is that he can do some things that can like probably stunt his growth. You know what I'm saying? Like he
All
can
right.
knock somebody up early and stuff like that, and or just make, some type of decision that's probably not good for real. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, gotta stay on them boys a lot more harder, you know what I'm saying? Cause like I said, it's a lot of stuff that was okay when we was cool. It is not okay. It is not cool
That's
now.
real. At all,
Yeah,
bro. And
yeah.
and so that's one of those things that I try to make sure I put that out there, because now that I have daughters, I have a daughter and two daughters and a son. And
Mhm.
it's like, I because I started looking at this, I'm married,
Mhm.
I done been married, I done been with my wife for over 10 years now. And when I really look at it, I'm just like, man, you know, we really used to be wilding out.
Right.
But a lot of times it was us, you know, the
Yeah.
dudes.
Yeah.
Now it's like I talk to guys nowadays, you know, guys at the job and stuff, they be telling me certain things. We just be talking and they be telling me about women. And I'm like, hold up, women doing stuff like that. I'm talking about the stories I hear. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, brother, the females like the dudes now. You know,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
bro.
Very,
And
very
so
boyish.
and I started thinking about it and I say, man, you know what? I can't really blame them because I think what happened, you know, with this generation of young women,
Mm-hmm.
I think they for so long they've grew up, you know, being bashed by their mothers. Their mothers telling them, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And you
Right.
know, like everybody always say, you know, mothers always what do they say? Mothers don't necessarily chastise their sons. You know, they let their sons sit up under them, but then they're so hard on their daughters.
Right.
And I
Right.
think now in this generation right here, man, these little girls like, man, we not finna have that. We not gonna let the men continue to do what they do and nobody say
Right.
anything to them. But then when,
Mm.
you know, when we do it, now we hoes,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
that's the logic that they're coming from. And they're like, man, you know, hey, the men been doing it since forever.
Yeah. But I think in two perspectives. I think in two
Yeah.
perspectives. Um, I agree, man. You know, everybody has, you know, certain type of freedom and stuff like that. But it's certain double standards that are real, and to me, they are kind of necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like me right now, like if Ed was to somehow start making more money than me, cool
Yeah.
with that. Not gonna hurt my pride,
Yeah.
but most situations like that, it usually don't work out like that. Just um like I said, like a rich man can change a poor woman's life, but a rich woman wouldn't look a poor man's way.
That's real now.
Like it's a lot of women who got their stuff together out there, but they're lonely.
Yeah.
They're lonely and they're hard to deal with. And I'm not saying black
Yeah.
women. I'm
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
a lot of women. It's a lot of women that got their stuff together, got all their finances in order and stuff like that, but they're difficult. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's real.
So with your freedom, everything comes with a price. Like I
Mm.
like to say, freedom ain't free. You know what I'm saying? Everything comes with a price. So, because for the women, the majority of women that you might see on like an Instagram or something, yeah, a lot of them like, you know, tight clothes, half naked, stuff like that. But there are women out here who are not on that. They
All
might
right.
not get the light like that. So it's choices out here. You know what
All
I'm
right.
saying? Just like every it's a lot of dog dudes out here,
All right.
probably more than good dudes, but it is some good dudes out here. It's just choices. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So things that's easy to attain, you know, is easy to lose. You know what I'm saying? So you just
Mm-hmm.
gotta choose wisely. You know, because like I said, everybody free to do whatever they want to do,
Yeah.
but you gotta deal with what comes with
All right.
that.
It's consequences with it. That's real.
Yeah, there's pros and cons and everything.
That's
Too
real.
much air kill you.
Yeah. All right. For real. For real.
Yeah.
But see, and that's the type of stuff I think we gotta really make sure we're teaching our children because, you know, especially with our children, they're growing up in this era. I be talking with my wife sometimes. I'm like, when I first met her, this is 2009, bro. We barely had internet on the phones, bro.
Right.
Like at
Right.
that time, I don't think you couldn't be on a phone call and be on the internet at the same time in
Nah.
2009.
Nah.
I don't even think they had apps at that time in
Nah.
2009,
Nah. Except YouTube.
except for
That's the only
YouTube.
thing, probably.
And,
Yeah.
and so it's like you fast forward 11 years, bruh, and then you fast forward another 5 years with my daughter, my oldest would be 12, yours would be about 11,
Hmm.
bruh. Imagine the world that they're gonna grow up in and the exposure to all of these things that they're gonna have. And it's like, man, bro, we got to be on our game because it's
Yeah,
gonna be
that's
so many things out there coming at them daily. You know, it's
yeah,
gonna be coming so fast, and if we're not able to help them to understand the consequences behind, it's like, okay, yeah, you are free now. You ain't
yeah.
got to listen to what I say, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, you know,
Yeah.
you can make choice A, and this is what's
Mm-hmm.
gonna come with choice A. You make
Yeah.
choice B, this is what's gonna come with choice B, and we're gonna have to really break it down and continue to keep it real with them. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I always say I can't wait until my kids like 12, 13, they can really fully understand me. Oh boy,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't holding not one thing back. It's gonna be
Nah.
real
Yeah,
deal game.
that's how I feel. I'm gonna take my daughter when she getting her teenagers to the group home.
Yeah,
Yeah, show her how it is down there. I just want everything to be like hands on. Like I don't want it to be like something that you can, because that's gonna be the thing. Like they can ask Google or Siri everything right now. So we gonna have to take them outside sometime. You know what I'm saying? Just to
that's
show
real.
them like this how it really go. You know what I mean? Because that internet, man, it'll trump a lot of stuff. Like I was talking to a young partner of mine. He like in middle school, and he was like, I was asking him about like his math and stuff. He was just like, yeah, he's like, it's not that hard, man. He's like, you can go on the internet, you know, if it gets that bad. I'm like, so you don't use the calculator or nothing? Like, I was like, the problem get too hard, just go online and find the answer, huh? I remember you had to show your
Golly.
work, like,
All right, for real,
like,
for real.
like you had to
All
like,
right.
cause I done tried that move before. So, but now like, so I think that's how it's gonna have to be because it's like we in this microwave era and everything is just happening so fast. Like especially like with this year, it's just like so many things coming at one time. So you just really got to have a strong foundation, a strong mind, and I think just like just you gotta have your faith right too. You know what I'm
That's real.
saying? Like you gotta understand that it's a higher power.
That's real.
You gotta understand like karma, like you get the energy that you put out. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
you gotta learn about adversity. You know what I'm saying? Like when things don't go your way, like don't trip. You know what I'm saying? Like that's probably the worst thing that you can do is trip. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You want to trip because you're upset, but that's not gonna fix your problem.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's just like so much key components and just like integrity. A lot of this stuff, bro, I learned in the military too. And I'm spitting it right back out. But just like integrity, like doing the right thing when nobody's around. You know what I'm saying? Like those all that stuff is gonna be real important because like I said, like it's gonna be so much different things coming at them, like especially like even in their hands, like now it's like I remember, all right, like, how old was you when your parents started letting you go to parties and stuff?
See, me, I was a type that I hated parties. So I ain't
Okay,
never even, I think my first time really partying was shoot at 19 when I just was
19.
like, man, I'm gonna go to the club one night with my dogs. And that was
Okay,
my first time.
okay. But did you have like a little bit of freedom, like as a teen? Like did they let you move around a little bit, like in your like your high school years?
I think if I wanted to, she would have let me. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I feel like that ain't even really gonna be no thing too much later on. It's gonna be like how old can you be when you get a social media? You know what
Uh,
I'm saying? Like that's
yeah.
that's what it's gonna be. Like
Yeah.
like nah, you too young to have a social media. Like
Yeah.
like
That's
because
real.
it's like and that be the thing. I'd be like, man, I got a cousin and she's my Facebook friend. But she's like 12, 13, and I be thinking about all our family and stuff. I be like, man.
Mhm.
I be like, she be seeing some stuff, man. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
So I was like, yeah, I was like, nah, my daughter, it's gonna be a while before she can.
All
Maybe
right.
they'll have like little kitty clubs. I heard they've been coming out with like little kitty stuff for them to be in like little chat rooms with each other and stuff
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. They got it. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's cool, man. Like whatever it is, keep it your age, man. Like
Straight up.
got to separate. You don't need to be mixing with no adults until you is one.
All
So
right. Cause boy,
yeah,
this stuff that we on, what ain't no way. My daughter be asking about a Facebook and all. Girl, you not finna do that?
I'm
No,
telling you.
no, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no, boy. And I think that I ain't judging nobody. No, if parents do that, that's what they do. But it's like I don't want to send my child into that world.
right.
That's a whole world that you sending your child into.
Exactly.
If you're not careful, man, that world will consume your child. Like it
I'm
consumes
telling
adults.
for,
You know.
for sure,
So what
for
you think
sure.
it's gonna do to an 8-year-old? Man, that stuff
Exactly.
is consuming, bro. And I don't think me personally it's responsible for me to do that.
Mm,
You know, in my house. You know, anybody else's
mm,
house they can do what they want, but in my
yeah,
house, I just don't think that's responsible of me as a parent. You know, especially with me knowing all the things that I know. You know, some people
yeah,
might not understand or might, you know, they might be ignorant to certain things, but for
yeah.
me to have the knowledge and the understanding and the wisdom that I have,
Hmm.
that's like me just telling my daughter, go to the wolves. You
Yeah.
know, I
Like
can't,
go ahead, son. Cause
can't
man,
do
it's not nice. It's not the internet is not a very friendly place.
it at all, bro. And
So
that's
and
real.
time after time, I done seen some parent trying to discipline their child because their child was cutting up on the internet, and now they on live talking about some tell everybody what you did, show everybody what you did. It's crazy, but it's like how she get to Facebook?
All
How
right.
she like come on, like yeah, you gave her a phone to contact you, but man, like bro, I just set up this Nintendo Switch, man.
Yeah.
Put the parental thing on there quick fast. You know what I'm saying?
All
Like
right.
that's what I'm saying. Everything is cool till it ain't cool. You know what
All
I'm saying?
right.
Because it's a lot of lenient parents out there, and it's a lot of parents that just don't like to say no. And I get that, you know, because it is kind of hard sometimes to take it. But I feel like the older they get, that's when the no's got to come a little bit more harder because
Mm-hmm.
now it's like the perception of them. You know what I'm saying? They might still look at you as dad, and you may look at them as your child. But man, where I'm from, you 13 or 14, as a male, they look at you as a man.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's some sick brothers out there who look at girls that same age as like, you know what I'm saying, free game. You
All
know what
right.
I'm saying? Like just open field, like it's you might not want to hear it, but it's like you gotta kind of point them in the right direction because, like I said, it ain't all sweet out here.
That's real. That's
Yeah,
real, man. Tell me about Elite Music Group, man.
Elite Music Group.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, yeah. That's my label. Actually co-owned with one of my longtime friends from the military, K. Ron.
Yeah.
Um, we actually started out as a little crew, man, back when I was in the military. Um, because I always liked to rap through high school. And when I went over there with those guys, K, he was the first person that took me to a studio. First person took me to a studio, recorded my first song out there, um, and just started like pushing it to the clubs and stuff. And then we just like all the guys together, we just became a little crew. We used to call ourselves TES at the beginning, like the elite of the street, because we was
Yeah.
all from different places. You know what I'm saying? Had some homies from Virginia, had some homies from Tennessee, had some homies from Colorado, like all over.
Yeah.
And I just we was just like so favorable, so charismatic, you know what I'm saying? So that's why we just felt like, you know, like top dogs, like elite. So as time progressed, you know, I still was doing things because that it was my dream mainly. But once we all kind of separated on our ways, I still kept things going under that name. But few years ago, actually, like you said, your anniversary is in February. That's actually my business anniversary
All
too.
right.
So when
Yeah.
February comes, that'll be our third year in business as Elite Music Group LLC. And like I said, we just wanted to do this thing the right way, man. Like I said, I've been involved with music for so long, but I feel like I got more to offer than just my talent. I feel like I gained a lot of knowledge, stuff that I wish I would have known earlier, but it's all good because I could probably help the next upcoming person and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
like my label is just big on diversity. Like it's a bunch of cats that I probably could have like snatched up, put them under my imprint and stuff like that. But I don't want to do it like that because my mom told me you can't make everybody dream your dream.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so when I do things with this music, I try to stress to people the seriousness of how I take it, because I put so much into it. So, like man, if you ain't finna take it this serious, then we can just rock, you know what I'm saying? Like ain't no hard feelings. But I try not to ruin relationships that way. But so far we've been doing real good. It's been a good year for Elite Music Group. Our merch is doing well. We got the website, theelitestreet.com.
Mm-hmm.
I got my artist Phil. He's from Savannah. Very dope guy. Something a little bit more family friendly. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I said, I have a different background, so I I rap what I have lived previously. But Phil, he's a very dope artist. K, he's actually working on music as well. And we're just trying to use our connections the right way because it's not just like with music with us. It's a lot of people they don't know how to find models for their videos. We do. It's a lot of people who not sure who to work with when it comes to like filming or doing their video work. We do. It's a lot of
All
people who
right.
don't know where to start with their merch. We do. So we're not just like a label. We're also like consultants. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's a lot. It's a lot we know. And like I said to the right people, don't mind giving that info. But that's all it is really about, man. It's like just that information and passing it on and stuff like that. But looking forward to next year though. 'Cause this year it's been crazy, but for my company is actually probably been the best year since we like started officially.
Yeah. All
Crazy,
right.
crazy as it is, but yeah.
Yeah, sir. Hey, that's what's up, man. So what do you think when it comes to streaming, how has that affected the music game?
Tremendously, man. And I was just thinking about that earlier, bro, because I was hearing somebody saying that like with the streaming industry versus like the film industry, um, well, music versus film, is that they found a way to put the money into the artist's pockets quicker versus waiting on the label. But my thing with that is I came from like the underground era. Like every phase that people had to go through rap, I went through all that. I went through battling people, like
Yeah.
having to earn my stripes, like showing that I could keep up with folks. I
Yeah.
skipped past that. Like I used to do the burnt CDs and stuff like that. I used to rap in my homie D-Track's house, put out little blank CDs and stuff like that. But I do miss that grind, man. That Master P grind, that out the trunk grind. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just like a real Southern thing. Like we know how to get to it, and it's like it used to be pretty cool to be able to sell 100 like CDs and make probably like $500, $700. But now you have to do a whole lot of streams to see some change. It's like the percentages are crazy, and it's baffling because Apple is worth billions. Spotify is worth billions. So I feel like now that they kind of on their feet, like they kind of need the ration needs to go
Yeah.
up a little bit more
All
because people can talk that independent talk all day, but it's still somebody that's rationing you your money. And I realized how real it was because my project that I dropped I want to say it was August, September, the P's Up project with Fendi P from New Orleans. He signed the Currency. Uh man, just to show you how the devil be working sometime. The day that it was supposed to drop, the platforms flagged me because they said that the cover was a copyright issue. So the day of, they let me know that. And I'm like, man, it's like I don't even have enough. Like it could be fixed, but it's not gonna go live today. But I have my own platform. So me just thinking, like I said, adversity moments. Like I was like, man, I was like, it had me hot. But I was just like, man, I said, I got to figure out how to get this music to the people. I done told them that it was dropping today. So I'm just like, all right, cool. So I hit Phil, and like I said, he's such a good asset to the team because he does so much more than music. He's like a dope graphic designer. He actually designed our whole website. So I hit him. I was like, yo, would we be able to make a media player and put it on the website so people would be able to stream it and stuff like that? And he was like, yeah, that wouldn't be no problem. Had it done like within about 30 minutes. And it was such a blessing because it was such a large project and I'm working with an artist that's established. And that was the only place you could hear it because the DSPs was tripping. So all the traffic had to come to my website. And like I got a Wix app that showed the traffic on website my like that week of that project dropping and it only being accessible until like the problem was fixed. Man, like the traffic shot up to probably like 570%.
Dang.
Which means a lot more subscribers to my website, a lot more merch that got sold, which the merch is really was helping the artists a lot more these days because like I said, like the streaming like checks probably come they usually come quarterly or twice a year. It all depends. But usually with me it's like quarterly. So kind of waiting on a check. But with the merchandise that's physical cash. So you got to just kind of I think the music now and it's, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of people that's making a lot of money off the streams and whatnot, but I feel like it's more so than that. I think it's the things that the music can catapult, you know what I'm saying? You see a lot of people making like different businesses like off of the music because once they got that audience, you know, shoot man, if all right, like for my shirts I deal with a vendor. So I get like set amount off of that. So like in the rap game, like one of them big artists, let's say like a Moneybagg Yo or somebody like that, it's easy for them to have 1,000 fans, like somebody that's gonna spend on something, like you know what I'm saying? Like when you put something out, they gon' they gonna buy it out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because they support you, and it's like so support can go real far. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell people don't stop, don't get discouraged, and nothing like that, and always try to make them real life contests because it can happen. Just because you're on a small scale right now, like it can grow, and when it does grow, it can be out of this world, man. Because you got to think like Beyonce, like whenever she drops them clothes, they sell out the same day.
You better believe it.
And that's all physical. You know what I'm saying? When she sell, if she go platinum in a week, she ain't getting that $1 million check that week. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? She gonna have to wait to the fiscal thing and they gonna send it to her and stuff like that. But like with the merchandise, it's a whole lot different. So I think it's more accessible. It reaches more. Like I said, it's pros and cons and everything. I love the accessibility of the streams. I love how you can outreach people a whole lot more because everybody's on their phone. But I feel like artists deserve a higher percentage from streaming platforms. I definitely do. I feel like the playing field be a lot more even then. I feel a lot more independent then. Because like one point in time, Jay-Z was getting like, I think like $8 for every album he sold. So he sell 100,000, that's $800,000.
Yeah.
You get 1 million streams right now. That's probably like only $12,000.
Dang.
If that, and that's got to be on certain ones because shout out to Jay-Z, Tidal is giving you the most money.
Yeah.
Spotify got to come up off some money. Apple Music got to come up off some money, man. We need a little bit more. Y'all good, man. We need ours. So yeah,
Yeah.
but you know,
And
got to work your way through it.
they out here eating, man, and they ain't trying to share that plate, dog.
Right. And then they got the podcast on there. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
all
saying?
right. Eating.
That's what I'm saying. Like
They
it's too much, man. They making it available for everybody, but they paying pennies. That's kind of like how the labels was doing. But it's like it's per plays versus like that, but it's like it still don't equal out, man. Still don't. Yeah.
Hey man, if this ever reach Spotify or Apple, y'all come up off that cash, man.
Hey yo,
Hey.
I'm telling you, an extra quarter. Can we get a raise?
Yeah.
Get a raise, please.
Oh,
Lord, I've been working hard. I'm telling you, man. We need annual raises, man. Yes.
That's real, man. Hey,
yeah,
so
sure.
if you could talk with the 18-year-old version of Quailz, what would you say to him? If you just had to give him one piece of advice, man, what would you say to that young boy?
I would tell him that was a wild dude too, boy. 18-year-old me. I would tell him to apply what he listens to.
Yeah.
Because the 18-year-old me, he heard a lot, but he still wanted to do it his way. He just kind of wanted to put his spin on it. You know what I mean? But definitely was a smart kid. Just need to apply a little bit more. Because a lot of people that was speaking to me, trying to put me up on certain things that I caught up on later on in life just because I wasn't receptive enough. It didn't soak in enough. Like, this is the first year I started investing in stocks. I knew about stocks for a long time. I heard it, but it never affected me much. Like, it wasn't appealing enough. Like, so I was more glamorized by the stuff that I saw versus what was going on behind the scenes. So I would tell 18-year-old Quailz to peep behind the scenes, see how things operate, see why things work the way they work. It's a reason why this is going like this, and trust me, there's more people involved than you think. You know. So
That's real, man. That's good advice right there. Man, if there's any young father out there listening right now, what's one piece of advice that you would give them?
Stay strong. Stay strong, man. It's gonna be a lot of ups and downs, man. It's gonna be a lot of tests. Don't lose your cool, man. Just fight through it, cause they gonna need you. And kids gonna need you. For sure. So do what you gotta do to stay here for them. Don't let your frustrations get the best of you, man. I know dealing with a woman, it ain't easy, man. Trust me. Even for the dudes who got good women, who in a relationship, who got their woman sleeping next to them, that ain't easy neither. You know what I'm saying? So don't look for the ideal situation. Just try to do right as possible. Just cover your end. You know what I'm saying? But definitely stay strong, cause it's hard for black fathers for sure. It's harder for black fathers. I feel like it's a lot of other nationalities who probably go through similar things. But I can't speak on something that I really didn't witness that much. But it's a lot of stand up guys out here, and some of them get mistreated like in ways that they don't deserve. And you just gotta stand tall, man. Can't let nobody break you down, man. Just keep your faith in the big man.
That's real.
Definitely keep your faith in God.
That's real, man. But yeah, bro, hey man, I appreciate you coming on, bro, and sharing that wisdom, sharing your story, man. I just pray that there's someone out there that hears this and is helped by this, because we all go through different things. We all have different stories, and we all seen certain things, and it's just so many of us, that are living this life. We're part of this thing called fatherhood, man. And I just think it's so important for us to get our stories out there, man. And I appreciate you coming on and sharing that, bro.
Yeah, and I appreciate what you're doing, man. I appreciate your platform. I was doing my homework these past couple of weeks. You know, I've been tapping in, checking out your shows.
Yeah.
It was one I really liked with this OG cat that you was talking to. I think it might have been like your first episode.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Um,
my OG for real, for real.
yeah, he was saying some real enlightening stuff, even about like marriage. I ain't married yet, but you
Yeah.
know, contemplating. But just to hear the perspective for don't tell Nell nothing.
Yeah.
But 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 nah, it's cool, man, to hear the different perspectives from different cats, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's like, trust me, I don't know it all. And I don't
Yeah.
want to seem like I got it all together. I'm a growing process. I'm trying to get better every day. You know what I'm saying? With how I deal with things, with how I can control my emotions. So what you're doing right now is, I think it's not just helping the people that's out there, but it's also helping the people that had the chance to talk to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's nothing like hearing it from a brother's mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because
That's
it's
real.
relatable. You know what
That's
I
real.
mean? Like it's way more relatable and it's way more understanding, and it just give you a different insight on how to go about a situation that might have been, kind of mind-boggling to you. So yeah, thank
That's
you, man.
real.
Thank you for having me on Dad Can We Talk. This is a very dope platform, man. I wish you much success. I hope this reaches out because yeah, Black fathers, man, we gotta hold it down.
That's real.
We gotta hold it down out here.
That's real, man. And it's funny you say that because that was one of the reasons why I started it. I was looking for a fatherhood podcast. I wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
just start listening and hearing. And one thing that I found, and it ain't no disrespect to nobody else, man, but I found a lot of white men that would do
Right,
fatherhood podcast. I couldn't find anything from a black man's perspective. And
right,
and when I say that to people, and I always have to explain that to them, like that ain't no disrespect to white dads, but I just can't relate a lot of times to what they're talking about or their perspective of fatherhood because we just live a different life. We have
right.
different perspectives and we just come from
Mm-hmm.
different places. And so I say, dang, bro, like I can't find not one black man, like real, I want to hear some cats from the hood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
Honestly.
we all go through the same. Like, I mean, they go through stuff that we go through too,
Yeah.
but the environment plays a lot on us. You know what I'm saying? The society that we're around, the things that we see. You know what I
That's
mean?
real.
And it's like, it's a lot of kids in areas, like, and these kids don't ask to be here, but when you when you see how the world works and you see how just how public school was developed, from being in low income areas and stuff,
All
and
right.
that's what's making the school look like how the school is. This is why they school look like that, and this is why our school look like this. It really make you think deeper into stuff. You know what I'm saying? To be like, we really gotta. We're in the hole. You know what I'm
That's
saying? As a
real.
race, we're in the hole. You know what I mean? Women, black women, and black men, we're in the hole, and we it's hard for us, but the more we get united, the stronger we'll be.
That's
You
real.
know what I'm saying? Even if we can't get along, like a lot of them white folk, they can't get along, but they know how to put their differences to the side. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And everything don't gotta end with the ultimate. You know what I mean? Like for
Mm-hmm.
real. So yeah, the hood need this for sure. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
real.
Because a lot of black dads out there who need that guidance and stuff like that. So
That's real,
yeah, man,
man.
you did a solid thing with this one, man. I'm proud of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, man. But yeah, man, for all my listeners out there, man, I pray, that y'all continue to stay tuned. I pray, man, that everything that's said in these podcasts, that it does not fall on deaf ears. If you're if you're a father and you're having trouble with your child's mother, man, work that thing out, bro. You know,
Yeah.
if you're a father that's listening to this podcast and you're married and you're going through it with your wife, whatever the case may be, man, work that thing out, man.
Work it
You know,
out.
because
Sure.
I ain't just doing it just to be doing it, you know, and these fathers aren't coming on here just to be talking, you know, like this is real life stuff. So, you know, my heart goes out to every father out there, man, that's really putting in the work, that's really trying. And I just pray, man, that whoever hears this will be blessed by this, man. And I pray you will continue to get up every day, you know, and be the father that you've been called to be, man. So like I say,
Appreciate
man, Quailz, bro, I appreciate you, bro, for real, for real.
Thank you, Shy, man. I got one more thing though.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got one more thing. Black women,
yeah,
I need y'all to understand that we are a target out here. You know what I'm
all
saying? We
right.
a target to our own kind. We a target to the police, and we a target to racists. So
Mhm.
try to sympathize with us at times. You know what I'm saying? Because we up against a lot out here. There's a lot of fatherless kids out here for no reason. I have a lot of cards that passed out. I have a few homies that passed away, and I do things for their kids around Christmas. I drop off a little card or something. But next year, I want to do something more because I'm one of the people who like to be more consistent. So in 2021, look out for my nonprofit organization
Yeah,
on trying to help fatherless kids. Because I know I can't do it by myself, and I feel like these kids deserve a lot more than just me popping up on Christmas. But I can't do it all alone, and I know it's a lot more who out there who need help. So I'll probably be reaching out to brothers like you and brothers I know out there, who are willing to help, willing to stand for the cause, because that's something that I really believe in. I know a lot of kids out here who had great fathers, man, and that would just happen to be in bad situations that wasn't their fault. So definitely, because we sympathize with y'all. Ain't being a black woman, that's a very hard job as well. But we can come together to some common ground. Just to keep each other straight, man. Keep each other out of harm's way.
that's real. Hey, man, whenever you get that going, man, let me know, bro. Like,
Oh yeah,
even if I could, you know, plan a weekend where we can come out that way, man. And I'm all about that. Listen here,
most
bro.
definitely, man.
I'm
Most
about
definitely,
that for real,
most
for real.
definitely, man. I'll keep you tapped in, bro. And I'm gonna make sure I gotta get some of your merch. I'm gonna send you some. I'm gonna send you something too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Let me know y'all sizes or whatnot. Definitely got to
yeah.
get me one.
All right.
Oh,
Man, I
yeah,
got
yeah.
some shirts that should be coming probably the beginning of the year. Hopefully, I got a
Okay.
order that should be done, man. So I make sure I get your size, man. I send you something up that way.
All right. Appreciate
Yeah.
it, bro.
And before you
Appreciate it.
leave, man, get everybody your social media stuff too, so they can find
All
you.
right. On Facebook, I'm Quailz Lawrence. I know Quailz is difficult to spell. It's Quailz. On Instagram, it's QP843. I'm on Twitter at QuailzP, QUAILZP. And if you want to just hit me more direct, I'm on theelitestreet.com. Uh, yeah, yeah. I'm a little bit ahead there, And worst come to worst, just Google me.
Yeah.
Too
All
many
right.
Quailz out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's real, man. But hey, man, y'all know how we do it at Dad Can We Talk, man. We keep it real, you know. We all about fatherhood. We're gonna keep this thing pushing going into this new year. I'm thinking this might be my last one for the year. I
hey,
think I'm gonna just chill for the rest of this year, man. I'm out of school right now, so man, I'm just kind of vibing, taking it easy. So
breathe, Dad, breathe.
yeah, I need that
Yeah,
for real.
no
So
doubt, no
yeah,
doubt.
man, this I think this is the last episode of the year. So until the next episode, man, y'all continue to keep it pushing, man. I'll be posting this out there. I got some video clips I'll be posting up soon, man. I got to get back on my grind on that. And man, I got some good stuff coming next year. Y'all check out the website too, man. dadcanwetalk.com. It's up and it's live. So y'all, everything is streaming on the website. hopefully I can start to get my merchandise on the website. That's one of my plans for next year. And yeah, man, y'all continue to stay tuned, continue to support all the dads out there, man. And Black women, we love y'all. But
Love y'all,
y'all,
Black
hey,
women.
for real, y'all take it easy a little bit sometimes.
Just take it, yeah. Telling
Yeah. But
yeah.
yeah, man, we out of here, man. It's Dad. Can we talk? We out.
All right. Peace.
Yup.